Don't be a voiceover actor. Be a voiceover artist. Let me explain. Most people in this business call themselves voice actors or VOs. I like to refer to myself as a voiceover artist. The reason for that is an actor kind of smacks of the connotation that, did I even say the right connotation? It smacks of someone who takes direction, who's just going to do what they're told, who's going to try and give the client what the client wants. And sure, you want to do that to a point, but not to the point of just discounting all of your human life, all of your experiences, the way that you look at things. You want to put that into your reads, especially in an audition. An actor might look at something and go to the director, okay, how do you want me to do this? Like, what do you want me to do? Tell me what to do. And an artist is going to look at the script and go, okay, how many ways can I do this? What can I get out of this script? When I do a live directed session, most of the time, they let me do what I want because they heard my audition. They heard it being unique, authentic to me. And, you know, they might give me a little bit of direction, like, sure, like, slow the pace down a little bit. We need a little bit of time or space here so it matches up with what's going on the screen. But most of the time, they just let me run wild. Because when I do my auditions, I look at the script and sure, the direction might be, we want it to be believable, conversational, sound like a real person. The 3 most generic descriptions you'll ever see in a voiceover audition. But what does that mean to you? No matter what the direction is, stop for a second and think, what does that mean to you? Your point of view is valid. What are you talking about in the script? Are you talking about chainsaws? Are you talking about Mustangs? Are you talking about healthcare? Whatever it is, how do you personally feel about that? You know, add your experience into it. Of course, if you have like a negative experience with a certain product or industry, don't talk negatively about it. In a commercial voiceover anyway is to sell the thing. So you definitely want to talk in a positive way, but put your own experiences into it. Don't just be so eager to jump in and do the audition and get it out of the way, especially on pay to play. If you're doing a bunch of auditions, if you're doing the auditions like I told you, you're doing 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 a day. I'm doing 50, 60 a day. You know, you can kind of get into autopilot mode. Don't do that. Stop for a second, look at the script, think, how else could I interpret this? One of my students he's great. He's making waves right now. He's booking a lot. He's an incredible improvist. And he's improving the script. Now, I'm not suggesting you do this. He's highly skilled at this. He improvs a lead-in. So a lead-in in voiceover is where you do like a little improv off the top to connect to your voice, and who you're talking to should be one person, usually your best friend. And do a little improv, and then you jump into the script. But you cut that improv out. He leaves it in. I've heard him sing when the audition didn't require singing. Brian Michael Rates, he's fantastic. I think he's gonna go far places in voiceover. He improvs in the beginning, he leaves it in. But what he's doing is he's saying that his artistry is valid. His point of view is valid. He's gonna take your script and he is going to take it to the next level. Even if they don't want that, I'm actually gonna interview him for you guys and ask about his process and how clients have responded to it, because it's quite insane, but it's in the best way possible. And Brian, if you're watching this, I don't mean to call you insane. I'm just saying it's taking the authenticity that we talk about in VoiceOver School and adding your own personality in, and then just adding steroids to it. And it's working for him. So highly interested in his process. But the main point is adding your own personality into the script is always the best idea you can come up with. Because think about this. Clients are listening to hundreds of auditions. If pay to play, there's usually less, usually between 100 and 150. If you're auditioning for your agent, it's probably going to be quite a bit more. If it's a national spot, over 1,000. For back road truckers, I had to beat out 10,000 people. So if you're listening to over 100 auditions over and over and over, 90% of them are going to sound the same because they're all following the same direction. Now, those who take a step back and go, okay, so they want me to be believable, conversational, sound like a real person. How can I stay within that confines and be myself and add my own personality into it? Like Dave Beeson, who's a coach in VoiceOver School as well, he always talks about punctuation is garbage. And I think that's true. It's great. Like when you look at a script, you'll see a bunch of periods and commas and exclamation points, always exclamation points and capitalized letters. Don't follow any of that. Throw it out the window. The only reason you're reading it is because we haven't figured out a way to implant the words into your head yet, and it takes too long to memorize. When you say these words, they're supposed to sound like they're coming off the top of your head, and the only way they're going to sound like your words is if you say them from your own point of view. You gotta add your personality into it. I think one cool thing to do if you want to practice this at home is get a script, any script, and do it 20 different ways. 20 distinctly different ways. You can do it infinitely different ways. Like literally, you're only limited by your imagination, which you should be developing. Develop a strong imagination. You know, when you get into those live directed sessions, clients are gonna ask you, what's your take on this? What else you got? What else you got up your sleeve? Give me an ABC. Do it a different way. Do it a different way. They're not always gonna tell you. It's up to you to bring something. Bring ideas. That's what artists do. Be an artist. I reviewed a couple reads in here, well, a couple commercials. One was for Oscar Isaac for his Nike commercial. That is a masterclass in being authentic and adding your personality into your reads. And if you haven't seen it, I highly suggest you check that out. Am I like redlining here? Oh my God, I've got the sound cranked up all the way. I hope this doesn't sound bad, but now I'm cranking it down. So I hope that doesn't destroy this. Oh my God, Bruce, can you save me? If you haven't watched the Oscar Isaac Nike commercial, watch it. Better yet, watch the reaction video I did on it. It's so important to be adding your personality into the reads, guys. A lot of people say, like, when you're doing a corporate read, should you be adding personality into it? Should you be dry because corporations are dry? Corporations don't think they're dry. Corporations think they're cutting edge and fun. They think they're mavericks. I always add my personality into it, even in medical reads. Sometimes they tell me don't do that, but I still got the job from adding my personality in. Now, if you're watching this and you're thinking, well, I don't feel like I have a good personality. I feel like I'm pretty dry. I'm not in touch with my emotions. You know, life beats you down over time. And, you know, from the time you're a little kid, you're told to sit still, obey the rules, don't make a fuss, don't be loud. A lot of us were. And that will beat the personality right out of you. But it's in there. One of the best ways to unleash your personality and get in touch with yourself and your emotions and everything is to join an improv class. They're usually pretty inexpensive. You'll have one in pretty much every single town. You can even start an improv troupe for free. And it's all about being in the moment and improving and thinking quick off the top of your head. And your personality will develop a lot more if you get into that. That's one way to do it. Also, just practice in your everyday life. Take a chance. Start riffing off the cuff. Try to be funny with some relatives or some friends. Probably gonna fall flat on your face a few times, but you know, it's taking those risks that work on your personality. We're not gonna make this a long one today. I just thought it was really important because I'm training so many students. I see it all the time. They're afraid to step outside of the lines. They always want to give the client exactly what they think the client wants, but if you haven't spoken with the client, you have no idea how they interpret the words. Real, believable, conversational, authentic guy next door, they might have a completely different definition of what those words mean to them than you do. And also, spoiler alert, the client doesn't always know what they want. They swear up and down that they know what they want. When they hear something, they go, oh my God, that's it. And that's your job as a voiceover artist to show them what they want. One thing you can do if you're a little bit worried about, you know, doing something that's going to get you blacklisted or whatever. Nobody gets blacklisted in voiceover. There's no voiceover jail. You can give them what you think they want in the first take and then do something that is completely you in the second take. I do that all the time. Oftentimes, I like my crazy take so much more that I will put it in front of my safe take. But you got to do something to stand out. So I'm not talking about doing something insane to stand out. Just be you. Just be you. It's funny, trying to do stuff, trying so hard to nail the audition can often put you in a bad place. That can make it sound so inauthentic. And the client just hears and just cringes. But when you dare to be yourself, and that doesn't mean over the top, just be you. If you're a dry person, be dry. Just be you 100%. When you're adding what your true personality is into it, it'll be recognized as so authentic, and it's so much more charming. It's a breath of fresh air. Somebody that talks to you rather than at you. That is my rant for today. And just make sure that you put your personality into it. One great way, if you have access to a Meisner class, that will give you a PhD in being authentic, off the cuff, adding your personality into it, all that stuff. And I actually teach Meisner for voiceover in my community. So if you're interested in that, check the links below. Other than that, I'm Jesse. This has been a video. Make sure you add your personality into your reads. Whatever your personality is, I promise you, they will love it, and your point of view is worth something. Your personality is worth something. Make sure you're adding your personalities, all 6 of your personalities, add them into your reads. I don't know. It's late, guys. But I wanted to get this out there because this is something that comes up so much. So don't be afraid to color outside the lines. Your personality is very valid. They want to hear it. In fact, it's your job. Be a voiceover artist, not a voiceover actor. I've been Jesse. This has been a video. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.